Don't believe the history books you've read. All of human civilization is one big lie. I'm going to tell you 12 shocking truths that archaeologists have been hiding from you for decades. In 1953, a pilot flew over Louisiana and looked down at the forest. He saw something unbelievable beneath those green trees. 6 rings of earth curved into perfect C-shapes. From the ground, nobody could see a thing, but from above. It was a massive geometric design with clear intention. This place is called Poverty Point, dating to 1700 BC. It's nearly 1,000 years older than the city of Rome. Older than the Maya and the first pyramids too, but the scariest thing isn't its age. The people who built it didn't know how to farm or raise animals. They were hunters, fishermen, and simple gatherers. Yet they moved over 15 million baskets of earth. Each basket was carried by hand through muddy fields. No machines, no wheels, no horses, no draft animals, just people, sweat, and a crazy vision. Scientists estimate the largest mound was built in 90 days. 90 days, over 15 million baskets of earth, meaning they had to mobilize thousands of workers at once. Feeding that crowd without granaries or rice fields. How could a hunter-gatherer society accomplish something this great? And there's more. From above, the mound looks like a bird in flight. Wings spread wide, body soaring across the Louisiana sky. The builders could never have seen that shape from the ground. They had no airplanes, no tall enough scaffolding. So how did they know their structure looked like a bird? At Poverty Point, archaeologists found many strange artifacts. Copper from the Great Lakes, over 800 miles away. Soapstone from the Appalachians, flint from the Ohio Valley. Galena from Missouri, all transported from far away. No roads, no wheels, no connected river systems. Yet they still built that massive trade network, a society that supposedly couldn't exist, but they did. Then suddenly, around 1100 BC, they disappeared. No explanation, no clear cause. They left the greatest earthwork in the Western Hemisphere behind. The rings of earth are still there, silent under the leaves. And Poverty Point is just one of the buried secrets. Next is Cahokia, the lost city in Illinois. In 1250 AD, this place was bigger than London at that time. Over 20,000 people lived on those high mounds. That population density didn't appear in America until the late 1700s. The city center was Monk's Mound, over 100 feet tall. Its base was larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, but it was built from earth, basket by basket carried on shoulders. No stone blocks, no machines, just human sweat. West of Monk's Mound was a massive circle of wooden posts. They called it Woodhenge, a tool to track the sun and moon. The posts marked the solstices with astonishing accuracy, doing that required centuries of continuous sky observations. But Cahokia had a dark side textbooks won't mention. In 1960, archaeologists excavated a low mound on the outskirts. Under that soil, they found over 270 human skeletons, young women buried alive, dozens at a time. Men with bound hands and severed heads thrown into mass graves. Human sacrifice at Cahokia wasn't a rare event. It was part of this mysterious society's structure. It was a regular, organized ritual. But by 1350, the entire city vanished without a trace. No war, no disease, no natural disaster. 20,000 people, astronomers, priests, engineers, they simply left and never came back. Within 100 years, it became a field of wild grass. And when Europeans arrived later, the natives had forgotten everything. A city the size of medieval London erased from memory. Next, the giant serpent in Ohio stretches over 1,300 feet. It curves across the plateau in 7 precise bends. Its open mouth looks like it's swallowing an egg. Strange thing is, this plateau sits on a meteorite impact crater. That crater is 300 million years old, older than dinosaurs. The builders couldn't have known that at the time. Yet they chose that exact spot to build the serpent. This coincidence has never been adequately explained. The serpent's curves align with the sun and the stars. The head points to the sunset on the summer solstice. Each curve of the body tracks the sunrise on the equinoxes. This isn't a simple sculpture. It's a massive astronomical tool, a 1,300-foot calendar. But inside the serpent's body, archaeologists found nothing. No human bones, no grave goods, no ritual remains. Unlike any other earthwork in North America, its shape itself was the purpose of the structure. The image of a snake swallowing an egg appears in myths worldwide. India, Egypt, China, Europe, Mesoamerica, they all have this symbol, and Ohio has an earth version. Now let's go to Chaco Canyon. In the dry New Mexico desert, there are 5-story stone buildings with over 600 rooms. They were built around 850 AD, beyond all understanding. The roof timbers were carried from mountains 80 miles away. 200,000 logs were carried across the desert by hand. No wheels, no horses, no roads, just human strength. Also, there were perfectly straight roads, 30 feet wide, running hundreds of miles through rough terrain without bending. The buildings at Chaco align with the 18.6-year lunar cycle, an astronomical cycle requiring generations of observation to detect. A continuous astronomical tradition spanning centuries was needed. The Chaco people did this without writing or instruments. Their accuracy is precise to a fraction of a degree. But Chaco Canyon couldn't support the population its architecture suggests. The land is too dry, water too scarce, and excavations found few signs of daily life. Researchers now believe this wasn't a city, but a pilgrimage center, a massive stage. People traveled from everywhere on those impossible roads, to gather under walls aligned with the sky. They performed rituals inside those 600 mysterious rooms. Then in the 12th century, they stopped coming and everything ended. The great houses were sealed, the roads fell silent. The astronomical knowledge that built this canyon also vanished. From New Mexico, fly to New Hampshire, 40 miles from Boston. Mystery Hill, a 30-acre forest filled with stone chambers and standing stones. The chambers have corbelled roofs, requiring knowledge of structure and gravity. Some standing stones are over 6 feet tall, standing in the old forest. They align with the sun on the solstices and equinoxes. Others align with ancient stars. Carbon dating from charcoal pushes human activity back for 1,000 years. But the scary thing is nobody knows who built this place. Some say natives, others say Phoenician traders from Africa. Some say Celtic monks from Europe crossed the ocean. Others say it's just colonial farmers stacking rocks for root cellars. No single theory explains all the facts at once. The stone chambers, the astronomical alignments, the 4,000-year dates, and the 4.5-ton grooved stone slab. If a stone site right near Boston can't be identified, then what do we really know about any other site on this continent? Names like Hopewell, Hohokam, Colusa, Mississippi? Sometimes they're just labels for our own ignorance. Watson Break in Louisiana was discovered in 1981, when a forestry worker walking through the woods spotted the ridges. 11 earth mounds connected to form a 900-foot oval. Its date is 3,500 years before Christ. It's nearly 2,000 years older than the Great Pyramid, older than Stonehenge by 1,000 years, and older than Mesopotamia. The builders were still hunters and gatherers, not farmers. They spent 500 years, 20 generations building that structure. Then around 3000 BC, they left without a trace. Every archaeology textbook had to be rewritten after this discovery. Every assumption about hunter-gatherers was completely wrong. And the haunting question is, how many more sites like this are hidden in the jungle, waiting for someone to stumble upon them? The Bighorn Medicine Wheel in Wyoming sits on a mountain peak at 9,600 feet. It's a stone circle with 28 evenly spaced spokes. 28 matches the lunar cycle and the number of rafters in a native medicine lodge. The stone piles on the rim align with the sunrise on the summer solstice, and with stars like Aldebaran, Rigel, and Sirius at dawn. This place is sacred to many native tribes since ancient times. The Crow, Cheyenne, Arapaho, Shoshone, Lakota, Blackfeet. They still go there to perform ceremonies and tie offerings to the wooden fence. But not one tribe claims they built that stone circle. Their oral traditions all say the same thing. It was here when we arrived. The people who carried those stones up to that frozen peak didn't just leave the earth, they left all memory. No one alive on this continent knows whose hands placed those stones. The Miami Circle in downtown Miami is a stone circle carved into bedrock. 24 holes around the perimeter, perfectly spaced, dating to about 2,000 years ago when the Tequesta lived here. But the Tequesta had no tools to carve hard limestone like this. They only knew fishing and gathering, no stone carving techniques. In the holes, they found stone axes from materials hundreds of miles away, and a complete shark skeleton placed like a sacred offering. If the Tequesta built it, we've completely misunderstood them. If not, someone else was here, right under the modern city. Mound Key in Florida is a man-made island over 30 feet tall, built from billions of seashells piled up over generations. The Cahokia built their kingdom on fish without a single farm. They skipped agriculture and still created a complex civilization. A king, an army, a tribute network across South Florida. Then they also disappeared, leaving the shell island in the quiet bay. The effigy mounds in Wisconsin are shaped like bears, birds, and panthers, with wingspans reaching up to 600 feet. But inside, there are no graves, no bones, no burial goods. Their meaning isn't in objects, it's in the shapes themselves. A bear mid-step, a bird in flight, a panther lying in wait. The builders took that meaning with them when they left. Thousands of mounds are still there, soft under the grassy fields. The builders are gone, but those earth animals remain. Click on the video next to this one to see more secrets. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next discoveries.